What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new life advice video. If you aren't aware, this is the series where I sit down and play some Elden Ring and talk to you guys whatever is on your mind. And as always, I'm going to be reading a question from the Google form, so if you are interested in submitting a question, go ahead and drop it below. There's a link in the description, or you can leave it in the comments, or however you want to leave it. As long as I can read it, that's all what matters. Now, I really quickly want to also mention that we have a link to join our Discord down in the description if you would like, but you don't have to. But anyways, without further ado, we are going to hop straight into things. So let's go ahead and read this. I've just been feeling so stagnant and worthless in college. I'm finishing up my first year at a college that I hate. I didn't get into any of the colleges that I hoped to or wanted to. My plan was to go to this college to get my grades up and work to transfer to the school that I actually liked. But I've just been unintentionally working against myself by getting bad grades and just not fully trying as hard as I should be. It feels like I'm my worst enemy. I know that I have assignments and other responsibilities, but I'll choose to play video games or watch videos and waste the day away. Please give me some advice and work through this. All right, so I actually have two different advices that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the real answer, and then I'm going to give you the advice that you're looking for. So the real answer is that maybe you should drop out. And I'm not saying that because you're dumb or that you're worthless. It's just that college isn't for everybody. We have been conditioned, our generation has been conditioned that you need to go to college. You have to go to college. You need a degree. You need a bachelor's degree. You really fucking don't. Now, it depends what you're studying. If you're studying like something like engineering and you're really passionate about it, stick with it. But here's the thing. I know lots of people in my life that are successful that don't have college degrees. I mentioned him last week, but my dad doesn't have a college degree. Fuck it. My dad doesn't even have a high school diploma. He has a GED. My friend Alex, who's been in many videos, also didn't get a college degree, and he works as a welder and makes great money. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of people figure out that during their first year of college, college is not for them. And you just may be that case. And I want you to examine it. Do I really want to be here right now? Or am I wasting my time? Do I not really need this fucking degree? Like, why am I here is what you need to evaluate. Am I here because my parents told me I need a degree and my counselors told me I need a degree and that I need to focus on getting a degree? Or do you actually want the degree? In my case, there was a period in my life where I didn't want to be here either, which I'm going to talk about a little later when I give you the other piece of advice. And the thing is that I realized I did want to be here. And that I do want this degree, and that the degree means something to me personally, not to other people. I'm currently in my third year of studying broadcast journalism. Now, I only mention that because I'm going to tell you a little bit of advice in just a second here about what you want to do if you want to continue on this path. So first of all, examine, do I really want to be here? Am I wasting my time, or would I rather be doing something else? But you need to do something in your life. What I mean by that is that you can't just be stagnant. What I mean is that if you want to go into a trade, get into a fucking trade program. If you want to study something else, get into that. Just don't waste your time and don't be a fucking bum. So that's the big piece of advice I want to give you is just examine, do I really want to be here? Now, you mentioned that you want to work through it, which is great. And if you decide that, hey, I really do want this degree and I want to be here, well, I'm going to help you through that. So the first thing that I really notice here is that you feel ashamed that you didn't get into the schools that you want. I didn't either. I have a really interesting story about the school that I'm at. So I applied to a bunch of different schools my senior year of high school, like everybody. And I originally planned to go to a state school. And I always kind of envisioned myself being there throughout my life. During the fall, when I applied, I didn't get in. And it kind of crushed me a bit. And I had a lot of weird influences in my life at that time. My grandmother didn't want me to go out of state. She wanted me to go to community college because for some reason she didn't think I was going to succeed in college. And look at us now. I'm fucking one at the top of my class, not top of my class, but I'm up there. And the point is this. People in your life are going to tell you that you are a failure. People in your life are going to try to convince you that you're wasting your time. People in your life are going to try to convince you to do things that you need to do because they want you to do it. And I proved everybody wrong. That's why I ended up going to a school out of state in Chicago. I'm from Michigan. And the reason why I did that is because I like to prove people wrong. And when I got that rejection letter, I didn't see it as a way to be angry. I didn't see it as a way to be sad. I used it as a way to fuel my future. If Michigan didn't fucking want me, so be it. I'm going to prove them that they made the biggest fucking mistake of their life. And that's what I've done for the past 3 years at this point to fuel my way through college. And I think that you should do the same. Now, how do you get there? I think number one is that you need to start by taking control of your life. Now, you've already talked about that you feel like you're wasting your day away. I've done that shit too. It was actually my sophomore year of college, second semester, where I wasted my fucking time and I even failed a class because of it. Now, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. I think the first step in taking control of your life and trying to be a better person is by starting out by writing out your daily tasks. I've talked about this a little bit, but I want to dive deeper. So what you really want to do is that you want to be able to write down all the tasks that you need to get done throughout the day. And the reason why you're doing this is because when you have those tasks written down, your brain is going to think about them more often. And you have them written down in a way that you're going to do them more likely. It's like writing down your goals. If you write down the goal, you're more likely to achieve it. And this is done by a simple trick in psychology. So really what you're going to do is you're going to write down the different tasks that you need to do, whether if that's assignments, cleaning, laundry, fucking showering, whatever you're struggling with. Start with the basic shit. The reason why you want to start with the basic shit is we're training your mind here. So for example, when I was struggling, some of the stuff that I have on there is like making my bed, cleaning my room, cleaning my bathroom, cleaning my shower, whatever it may be, stuff that needs to get done. And when you're able to write down the simple shit, and you have to do the simple shit, then you're going to start succeeding and you're going to start to see progress. And bit by bit, you're going to become naturally more motivated to do things. And eventually you're going to be able to drop the list. Now, I still write things down on a list because I like to have it as a way to keep track of everything that I've done throughout my day, but you don't necessarily need to do that at some point. But for now, what you really do need to do is you do need to focus on improving. So here's what I want you to do. If you have an iPhone, pull out the Notes app. I don't know what the Android equivalent is, but pull out the Notes app. And I want to walk you through what I have written down for my day. First of all, on the top, I just have my to-do list is what it's called. And then underneath of it is my full list. Now, I want to walk through it. Okay, so here's how my list looks. Top of the list is number 1, record Minecraft podcast, which I did. And then under that, I have record life advice, which I'm currently doing. And then also under that, I have do laundry, which I actually already started this morning. And then under that, I also have clean bathroom, which I have not done yet. And then also I have take 20-minute walk. So these are the different things that I've written down. And as you can see, I've already done some of them. And what's great about the Notes app is that if you create a list like this, you can create it to where you can literally check it off. And if you have the newer iPhones, you can ask Siri to do it for you automatically. And it's really a great feature. And the reason why is because your brain is going to see that, hey, holy shit, I can actually conquer tasks if I put my mind to it. Holy fucking shit, I can do that. I'm doing shit. And that's really the first major step that you need to take, is that you need to be able to know in your mind that you can complete tasks, because that's your biggest hurdle right now, is that your mind is telling you, I can't fucking do this. And your brain is going to think that until you prove it wrong. So you need to start with the small shit. Start with homework, start with cleaning your room, all this small shit. And the more and more you do it, the naturally you're going to complete bigger tasks without even realizing it. So for example, for me, I for a long time kind of struggled with like getting homework done on time or getting it done in a timely fashion so that I had time to like proof it and shit like that. And just naturally doing this method, I was able to do much better. And now I'm able to balance a lot. And this is a lot of things that I see people go through, is where they can't balance their life. They have this issue where they don't know how to time manage. They don't know how to play video games and work and do all this other shit. And I kind of go by setting timers for myself sometimes, especially if I'm getting really engrossed in a video game. There was times during like my big Elden Ring phase where I had to set little timers and reminders that, hey, fucking stop playing, dumbass. And it helps. It really does help. And the reason why is because if you are trying to tell yourself in the moment, I need to stop, I need to get up, I need to do something, you're not going to want to fucking do it because you're immersed, you're having fun, you're having a good time. But if I set alarms and I set reminders in these different ways of telling myself, hey, get the fuck up, do something, then guess what? I'm going to more likely do it because I'm being told by another force that I need to do something. I know that that force is still you, but it's not just your brain fighting with your heart. It's not just your insecurities fighting with your brain. It's you telling yourself to do something. And I think that that is really important, is to set up a system that works for you. And naturally, you're going to get better at time management. And I've gotten, I would say, pretty good at it. I do a lot of different shit. I do this. I also work, and then I have school. So, and I'm in a relationship. So you can say I'm a pretty busy guy. And every once in a while, I fuck up too, and I have to take a step back. For example, just a little while ago, I was playing a lot, and I mean a lot of Black Ops 6, just because I had fun with the boys. And I had to realize, whoa, I'm putting in way too much time into this right now. I need to take a step back and just take a break. And that's what I think is important, is to find a good spot of moderation, especially because college is a weird time. College is probably going to be one of the worst and most stressful times in your life because you're broke and it feels like you have no time in the world. And it happens for 4 years. It sucks. I'm currently in it, man. And sometimes I want to quit, but I don't quit because I think about those things that I've already talked about. I talked about proving people wrong. I talked about making lists. I've talked about time management. Those are the things that keep me going because I know that I've also already done so much. That's the other thing. I know that you're in your first year, but once you complete your second year, it feels like, holy shit, I can do this. and you will do it. It just takes a bit of time and it takes a bit of learning. And that's the other thing. Your freshman year is honestly the worst because you're going to be taking a lot of fucking gen ed courses and classes that you're like, why am I paying for this? I do not care. But I feel like this is a pretty universal experience that during your sophomore year, you're going to run into this professor that's like great and really like shines. And it kind of helps you get through. And for me, it did. I had a professor that actually really kind of influenced this shit. I had a professor that was really great. His name was David Green. I can say that because he probably will never see this. But if he does, say, what's up, David? I loved your class, man. And it was a class where we had to make experimental art. And it was a class that was not what I thought it was. It was a class called Video for Comedians and Performers. And I took it as, oh, we're doing like stand-up and shit. No, it was a class about performance art and experimental art. And I loved it. Like, it taught me a lot about a new art form, and it just taught me a lot about myself because a lot of the class was to get you in that mindset of creating art. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in college. And you're probably going to run into those in sophomore year. And yeah, your freshman year, you're going to be like, why the fuck am I here? Why the fuck am I paying for the 13th grade right now? Is basically what you're going to be going through. So, I want you to tell you to maybe stick it out. But I want you to first examine, am I here for a good reason? Or am I just here because my parents and my counselors told me to? And if they just told you to do it and you just decide, fuck it, I'm going to do it, get out of there. Because you're going to hate yourself after. Just because you have a degree won't make you happy. I want you to find something that you're passionate about. So do that. Find that thing. Everybody has that one thing that is going to make them passionate. And you can find it during college. Some people don't. Some people do. But just look around. Figure out, is this the right thing for me? And if it's the right thing for me, start working on time management. Start working on your skills to improve your life. And I promise you, man, things are going to get easier, especially as you move through college. But yeah, no. And honestly, the last thing I want to tell you is fuck that university that didn't want you. I mean, sure, you can transfer, but why? Why do you want to transfer? Once again, is it just because you want the name on your degree? Because here's a little secret. Jobs do not give a fuck where you went to school. Like, they don't. Like, unless you're like some scientist and they see Harvard, but you're probably fucking not, right? I don't know what degree you're getting. You didn't say that. But it depends what your degree is. Most degrees that most people are going to get, what you're probably getting, it does not matter where you get that fucking degree from. And it doesn't matter if your parents went there. It doesn't matter if your grandparents went there. It doesn't matter if they see it as a prestigious school. Fuck them. Do it for you, not for them. Stop living for others and live for yourself, man. That's what a lot of people do in their early 20s. Fuck that. You're going to be different. I lived for people for a long time in my life, and I still partially do. And I hate myself for it all the fucking time because there's no point to it. There is no point for living for others if you cannot love yourself and find a reason to keep going. Like, genuinely, fuck that. But yeah, no, that's really what I want to tell you today, man. So I really want to recommend just do those things that I talked about. And I promise you're going to figure it out. It's scary and difficult right now, but you will figure it out. I promise. We all do. But anyways, I want to say thank you so much for your question, man. I hope that I could help. Feel free to drop a comment if you guys have any other suggestions for this guy or anything like that. And also, thank you once again for clicking on the video. If you want, there is a link to submit a question on the Google form if you would like to. And also, I have a link to join our Discord in the description if you'd like to do that as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I will talk to you later. Peace.